Welcome back, everyone. This is a new first reaction video. I haven't done one of these since March 29th, which has been like 2 weeks. I've been a busy man. I kind of explained in the last couple videos I've done that April's going to be much busier for me, less reaction videos just because I'm a busier guy. I don't have a lot of energy, you know. I'm a husband and a dad, and I work 40 hours a week, and I had jury duty. That was fun. I have a son who's expected on May 8th. So things are just kind of ramping up. It's a busy month for me. Anyway, doing a single video today. I'm going to try to max out my recording sessions at like an hour. So either two 30-minute albums or one 40 to 60-minute album is how I'm going to do it. Because if I do two 40-minute albums in a row, I find I get really bogged down because I'm recording for like 90 minutes upwards. So I find that it's easier to maintain my focus for a single album. So that's what I'm doing today. And today we have Interpol, Turn on the Bright Lights. Also, sorry, I have my baby monitor in here because my daughter is down for quiet time and my wife is out running errands, so it's my job to listen to see if she like falls and dies. I've heard Untitled, the first track on this album. I've tried to do this album before and just didn't really have any interest at the time. Just kind of clicking on the videos on YouTube for like the different singles and stuff, the music videos. I couldn't get into it. And so it's like, you know, this one is one I need to throw on the list and just do at some point. Because I want to see what it's about. And I might not like it. I don't really think I'll have anything against it because I like the first track, Untitled, actually. It's pretty good. But if it's not for me, it's not for me. And I have nothing against Interpol as a band or their music style or anything like that. It just might not vibe. So we're here to find out how it's all going to play out, though. Yes. I don't think I have anything else to say. We're just going to dive in, guys. Let's just begin with Untitled. Oh, I should mention Long Season and Shoots Too Narrow, the last two albums I listened to. Both fantastic, and I've been listening to them quite a bit. I haven't listened to The Shins very much, Shoots Too Narrow. I ran through that album a couple more times, and Saint Simon, my favorite song, really great song. I really like that album and just that band in general, but I have to be in a certain mindset. Like the same mindset I would need to enjoy Wilco is the same kind of mindset I need to enjoy The Shins. So I don't listen to it a whole lot just because I'm just not in the mood for it at the moment in this time of my life. Long Season, though, pretty spectacular. I've been kind of flipping through the different parts of that album here and there, just kind of grooving with it. And so many people have said I need to listen to the live album they did, like their final album, which includes a lot of their work. It's one I'll probably have to do in two parts. I want to do it because I want to listen to more of their music, and they say that their rendition of Long Season at the very end of the live album is like an improvement on the actual studio Long Season, which I'm like, oh, all right, cool. I'll do that then. So with that in mind, I'm going to try to do more two-part albums or two-part videos for long albums. So because that one I think is, oh gosh, it's like 70, 80 minutes. I can't remember. It's long. It's on the longer side. It might even be upwards of 2 hours. I don't remember. I'm going to do it in two parts, which I try not to do with any albums, which is why I've stayed away from the long ones because I like to do just a single video for an album. Keeps it all in one spot, easy watchability. But for that one, I want to do it, and it's longer, so it's like, all right, I'll split it. And with that in mind, I'll probably do a couple other longer albums I wish to do as well. Like there's a posthumous Jeff Buckley album that's like 90 minutes, something like that, or even longer. And that's one that I wanted to listen to. And it's like, oh, I have a chance to do it now because I'll do two-parters, starting with the Live Fishman's album, which I will do at some point when I have the time. Don't expect it before my son is born, sometime after probably. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say for those two albums. They're really good, really good. Let's see what Interpol has for us, guys. Untitled, featured on Friends. Chords here are really subtle, but it's nice. Really good bass presence too. It's very atmospheric as far as indie rock goes. This is such a good introduction song to an album too. That bend in the note is really nice. That is a song. Congratulations, Interpol. You made a song. So now I'm kind of getting into the area that I'm not as familiar with. 'Cause that's the only song I've heard. I think I've tried Obstacle One. I think there was a music video for it. Didn't listen to it all the way through because it just didn't grab my attention immediately. So let's sit down. Let's have a nice cozy time, and we'll see what's up. Hot Fuss by The Killers ripped this album off something fierce. Well, Brandon Flowers emulated this guy's voice. I'm kind of starting to get the post-punk revival genre now. It's a really thin thread that goes through it. It's basically Joy Division, post-Joy Division is kind of what it is. Because like Joy Division had the post-punk tendencies where there's the angst in it, but it's like a defeated angst, you know? Like Joy Division, it wasn't like angry per se, it was defeated. That's kind of the post-punk ethos, is it's like the haunted remains of punk, if you will. And then I think the post-punk revival is kind of what's happening here. It's like this indie rock thing that's kind of happening in the early 2000s that still is feeling defeated, you know? And it's kind of in the vocals. Like you can hear him channeling Ian Curtis in the vocals a little bit. Yeah. I think I'm kind of starting to grasp the post-punk revival thing. It's so far away from Joy Division at this point, though, that it feels like its own kind of genre. So it's like saying post-punk revival. It's removed enough from post-punk that it does feel like its own genre. So the title of the genre is a little misleading, I guess I would say. I don't know. It's kind of spitballing, speaking what I feel. This is a better version of Hot Fuss. I'll say that much. So, reading the critical reception on Wikipedia, this describes it really well. Michael Chamey of the Austin Chronicle cited melodic Peter Hook-like bass lines, the divine shoegazer textures of My Bloody Valentine and Ride, a peppy Strokes-like bounce, and a singer who's a dead ringer for Ian Curtis. Blender's review started with, "It's almost as if Ian Curtis never hanged himself." So I kind of see, like, this kind of is the post-punk revival record, right? Like this is just kind of the genre defining, helping usher in the New York-born post-punk revival scene. That's fascinating. I'm kind of starting to understand now. Like, it's almost as if this is post-punk revival, and then all the other bands that came after were kind of like in the shadow of this album. So it's almost like when you call the National post-punk revival, it's more post-punk revival. It's weird because it's like an extra step removed from what Interpol is doing here. Because I can see how this is a stepping stone from post-punk, especially Joy Division. But then I can see how this is a stepping stone to like the Killers and the Strokes and whatever else it might be. So yeah, this is really interesting. I'm liking what I'm hearing. I think it's actually helped to have heard Joy Division now. Even like the Smiths and stuff like that. Stuff from the 80s and late 70s is really helping me kind of figure this album out and understand the sounds. Whereas before it was a little more difficult to get into. So hopefully I'll just vibe with this album really good. Don't know. NYC, track number 3. This is nice. I like the like Galaxy 500-esque dream pop thing happening here. Good production, really good mixing. And these shoegazy guitar lines over the post-punk is really nice. The name of the album. I actually find it interesting that this album came out in August of 2002, whereas the Strokes debut came out 2001, I think. Is that right? When is this that come out? July 2001. So over a year before. Because they're like right in tandem. But this was recorded in November 2001. So it's hard to say what pulled from what, but I'm definitely seeing the parallels, at least with like the New York angle as well. I'm sensing that a lot too. That was pretty legit. I like that one a lot, actually. Nice slow burn. Yeah, so far I'm vibing pretty good. A lot better than when I first tried to listen to it like 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah. PDA. This could mean personal device assistant. Personal digital assistant, sorry. Or public display of affection. Who knows? Something that I wouldn't say I was concerned about, but I was hoping wouldn't happen, and it hasn't so far. And I think that the opening track kind of set these fears aside, is that it would be kind of garage rocky. And I like that there's texture to it. Because like with garage rock, it's pretty treble clef kind of music. It's not super bassy, it's not rough or thick. Like when you listen to Is This It, when it gets like distorted guitar-y, it's up in the upper registers and frequencies. It doesn't dip down super low and get like chunky and, But this, at the very least, has like fuzzy texture to it. which I really like. And not to say that there aren't any songs on this album that are garage rock-esque, but I do like that there's texture so far. I'm really liking the way it's mixed and produced in general. So just a comment. This is good. Nice counterpoint going on with the different melodies. What a splendid climax. That one was great too. So far, I've loved all the songs. I'd say love, if not like a lot. Yeah, I mean, they've all been pretty much on the same threshold for me so far. Yeah, so let's just keep trucking. Say hello to the angels. Beep boop music. Got a little bit of a dancey thing to it. This one's probably the weakest so far, I think. It hasn't grabbed me yet. Chunky. A lot of variety in these songs. Such a chunky bass. It's so good. Yeah, that one I liked less than the previous four, but only by a little bit. It just kind of got a little boring, like two-fifths of the way through, but like that last half, it got pretty varied. I noticed that they do kind of vary up the songs towards the last half, which is pretty cool. So yes, hands away, keep trucking. It's just like Joy Division meets Galaxy 500. Very ethereal. That was pretty cool. I liked that one. It was really quick. But I liked the atmosphere that it conjectured. Yeah, that wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. Let's just keep trucking forward. Obstacle 2. This one's harder. Obstacle harder.
I'm gonna pull you in close, gonna wrap you up tight. We'll go a long way.
That one was a little rougher around the edges, so Like, I don't have an issue with it. I just that that one might need to grow on me a little bit more. There were some elements of it I really liked, though. Yeah. All right. Stella was a diver, and she was always down.
This one's called Stella Was a Diver and She's Always Down.
When she walks down the street,
they... 2 minutes in, we'll see how this song stands to scrutiny at 6.5 minutes. A little bit of a left turn. Kind of relaxing back here, don't mind me. That was okay. Probably liked it as much as Obstacle 2, where there are moments and things about it that I enjoyed, but not necessarily the song as a whole. It was also a little long. Not too long, but a little bit. Roland. 3 more songs, guys, then we'll be done. Chunky Monkey. Kind of getting like a Beach Fossils vibe from this one. You know, I gotta say, Joy Division did something so specific and kind of seminal. Well, I don't want to use the word seminal here, but so specific and unique, not only in the instrumentation, but just with Ian Curtis's delivery. And there certainly was a magic to it, but it kind of annoys me that, like, so many people have tried to copy it. Come to think of it, like, I never even thought until listening to this that, oh yeah, Brandon Flowers totally mimicked Ian Curtis on Hot Fuss. And to some extent, some later works too. Like Sam's Town had a little bit of that. But that's kind of annoying. Like, I don't mind, like, mimicking instruments because there's only so much flux you can have in there. But it's like, your voice is your voice. And if you're going to give a certain inflection to your voice to copy another singer, that feels a little more kitschy to me, a little more campy, stupid, I guess. But it's like, it's not like I'm annoyed by the music. I'm just annoyed by the choice to copy another vocalist, right? Like, for me as a singer, and I'm not a great singer, but I've sung on my music. I don't try to mimic other people. I try to do the same feats that other people do. So it's like, I'm inspired by people like Tom York from Radiohead and Victoria Legrand, I think is her name, from Beach House. The things that they're able to accomplish with their voice. I try to do the same, but I don't try to sound like them inflection-wise. Whereas this person is, this just sounds like shadow play at the end of the day, Da, 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 blah, da, da. It's like, come on, like, I hope I'm not the only person who feels this way. It's not like I'm actually annoyed. It's like an irrational annoyance, but it's like, why do so many people have to copy Joy Division, But at the same time, this is cool music, and it ushered in other cool music after the fact, right? So I'm not complaining that it happened, just kind of the principle behind it, it's like, why would you do that? I don't know. Just a thought. Again, an interesting outro. I can see how this guitar influenced the National. tricky, sneaky guys, because every time I'm like, I don't like this song as much as the first 4 or so. They always put in an outro that's like really good. And then I'm like, I guess I like it a little more now. So like the past, Hands Away was actually pretty decent, but like Say Hello to the Angels, Obstacle 2, Stella, and Roland, I was kind of like mixed on, and then the outro happened. I'm like, okay, I guess I like it a little bit. But I still like the first 4 most so far, followed closely by 6. The New. This sounds promising. This is all it is for 6 minutes. Very good. The playing is really tight too, like the actual instrument playing. That was a fascinating song. I don't really know what to think about it. That one's probably going to have to take a few more listens before I decide how I feel. Because it was so ambitious, I guess. Not bad. All right, last song, Leif Erikson. And then we'll talk about this album, see how I feel. What do you got? Are we like David Bowie now or something? This feels like a song that would have been released in 2002. That's it. It's just gone. There's no more Turn on the Bright Lights to listen to. Just take it off my list so I remember to do it. That's it. I finally have listened to the whole album and it's good. It's good. I liked the first half way more than the last half. For the most part. I liked the first half 80% of it, and I liked the last half like 60 to 70% of it. Really cool songs in there, and like historically it just makes sense now. Like having heard Joy Division, having heard the Smiths, and then before even that, hearing the Killers, the Strokes, whatever else. This just makes sense where it lands. Kind of like when I did listen to the Smiths, and I was like, oh, I understand now. Like, I see how this goes from, Joy Division or whatever, or, a Smiths to, and then, the Stone Roses, and then Oasis. That makes sense. And now Interpol, I get it. I understand. So, yeah, pretty solid. I don't know how often I'll come back to that, because it's a little heavy kind of music. It's not super, easy to listen to, per se, but I really love a lot of the production and mixing on it. It's pretty sick. pretty sick. Anyway, as usual, please subscribe if you want to see more reaction videos. Comment below what you think about this album, what you think I should listen to next. I have 2 links in the video description. One is albums that I will be reacting to and albums I might be reacting to. And then another Google Doc, which is popular requested albums I've already heard. So things like Neutral Milk Hotel, stuff like that. So if you want to recommend an album to me, check those 2 lists first to see if that album is in any of those lists as to whether or not I've already heard it or I will listen to it. If it's not, go ahead and post it in the comments. If you don't check those lists and post it, I'll just ignore the comment because it's like I either have or I will do that album. So don't get mad at me for ignoring if you don't do that. Yeah, no idea what I'll do next or when I'll do it. So just stay tuned. Hopefully I'll get to another one soon. And yeah, thank you all for watching.